Hi traders, this is Forex Nelson and I'm back again today. I did 2 trades during the Asian session last night. Today's date is August the 25th. I wanted to show you that you can trade with a day job. Now this is for traders in North or South America. Basically, this is the Asian time frame right here. You would normally be working on a day job. You're coming home 4 or 5 p.m. This is 5 p.m. right here at this line. And then you're just gonna eat and then get in front of the computer and look for trade setups, which is what I did last night. And I took the Euro New Zealand, Pound New Zealand, and they were based on New Zealand weakness, as the New Zealand was right around 10% or less. So that means Euro New Zealand and Pound New Zealand we're going to be buying. So let's see where we got in at on this first one right here, the Euro New Zealand. I took both these trades at 7:25 p.m. right at this cursor right here. Did go against me more than 20 pips. That's okay, as I knew from looking at the master trigger here. It was telling me it's going to go up, and also I took a quick look at the higher time frames. So it did go against me. Let's see. Went against me about 24 pips, 25 pips. And I was sleeping all the way through here. If I was in front of the computer, obviously I would have managed it. That was more than 50 pips. But when I got up this morning, and I always get up very close between 6 and 6:30, soon as I saw this right here, these 2 candles, I knew I had to close out the trade. And I ended up getting 8 pips. And those 8 pips right here paid $510. So let's move on to the Pound New Zealand. I did much better on this one. Same situation. I analyzed the charts and the higher time frames. I teach all of this, by the way, within the training videos. And let's see where I got in at on the Pound New Zealand at this very same time right here. This was very, very close. The beginning of a great way to trade. Actually, the next candle right here was the beginning of a great way to trade. I got in at this point, right at this cursor. Did go against me about 26 or 27 pips. The slower moving pairs, usually 20 pips will hold, but if you don't get the timing right, and if it does another cycle, then you generally need around 25 or 30 pip stop. I knew it was going to go up, and after I saw that it was bouncing at this point right in here, that's where I put my stop right there, just to make sure that I'm going to end up with some pips. And as you can see, all the way across here, it never came and hit the stop. So I got in at this cursor here, and I closed it out here because I saw it struggling right here, even though it finally did break through. But I closed it out with 42 pips. I was very happy with that. And 42 pips on the Pound New Zealand paid $2,753. And of course it can continue to go up, but the New Zealand is getting up near the top here, so it's getting weaker as far as selling the New Zealand goes. So I was basically happy with the pip total, and if you're adding up the pips, it's 50 pips right on, and 50 pips paid $3,263. So as you can see, you can definitely trade from the Asian, and while you're sleeping, it'll give you more pips, but not all the time. So that's why you have to follow the rules and manage a trade before you shut your computer down and call it a night, like you're going to bed to sleep. So manage a trade, very important. And now let's carry on with two more trades that I did on August the 25th. This is in a New York session. If you remember previously, I did the Euro New Zealand, Pound New Zealand, these two pairs here in the Asian time frame. And now I've done the Pound Yen and the CAD Yen in the New York session based on yen weakness. It's still less than 20%. So let's see. Let's drag and drop this CAD Yen where I got in at. Now I got in at 20 after 8 this morning on this particular one. Mainly because the CAD was very strong up at the top and the yen was even weaker than what it is now. I thought it was going to break the top and keep going, but no matter what the meter is showing, if resistance will hold, it just won't go. Now it can still go, but I was more or less happy with the grand total down here at the bottom, and that's why I closed out the two yen pairs. So as I said, I took the trade right here at this cursor and I closed it out, looks like with 4 pips, and 4 pips paid $404. I'd rather close out with 4 pips to the good than 20 pip loss. Remember, that's all part of trade management. You must get that right or you will fail, along with money management, and the one that is the most important is the psychological. Proper mindset. You must master that. So on this Pound Yen, let's go and take a look at it. This one did better. Took this trade at 6:34 a.m. this morning. Let's see where I got in at. Soon as I looked at the charts, this is a perfect, great way to trade. Just like the CAD Yen, this is exactly what you're looking for. When I saw this morning, take a quick look at higher time frames. Check to see if there's room to move up more, and there was. So I took the trade at this cursor right here, and for no particular reason other than I was happy, I closed out the trade right here with 37 pips, and 37 pips on the Pound Yen paid $3,413. So for a grand total of pips, the pip total was 91 pips, and 91 pips paid $7,082. So as I said, I did 2 trades in the Asian time frame based on New Zealand weakness, and then in the morning New York I did 2 more trades based on yen weakness. As you can see, it's still weak and can still go. It's only at 13%, but that's okay. I'm very happy with pip totals. If I can get 50 pips per trading session, I'm happy, and I almost doubled that today. Love trading with the master trigger, and if your trading system is not producing great results like my master trigger, then I suggest you get your hands on it. And remember, it's not the system, it's within the training. This is what you gotta get. People who are selling things are not teaching you the proper way to trade the markets. I teach how to trade the flow of the markets, and once you master that, any system that gives you triggers, you just take the trade, and as long as you can win at least 5 out of 10 trades, 6 and 7 trades out of every 10 trades is better, and I teach how you can win 8 or 9 trades out of every 10. As long as you focus on a great way to trade. It has a very high success rate as long as you follow the rules within the training videos. So to get more information on the master trigger system, just look right below this video and you'll see this write-up. I do charge $250 for it, My master trigger system has 3.5 gigabytes of training, and you'll get an exact copy of my system on your MT4 platform. Now it comes with 4 MT4 templates along with 8 custom indicators and of course my favorite meter. Do not trade without a meter, as you will have many more losing trades. Another good tip I want to point out that I usually do at least 2 to 5 trades on each session. And as you can see here, I did 2 in the Asian and 2 in the New York. The reason for that is sometimes one of them will just give you a few pips, as you can see on the top and the bottom here, and the 2 in the middle here gave many more pips. Even I don't know which one will give the most pips, but if you do 2 or more trades, you're bound to hit some runners. In other words, pairs that will give you more than 5 pips. Now, there are a lot of PDF books and a lot of Word documents which will give you continuation of your education on how to trade the markets. Now there's a lot of ways to trade, so I teach a lot of ways to trade. That's why there's 42 training videos and 9 bonus videos. My number 1 best way to trade is a great way to trade, and I'll show you now why the master trigger is just a little bit better than all my other trigger systems. It's within these 5 topics here. Each and every video I give advanced trading tips. I teach how to get near perfect timing entries. I teach how to stay in the trade for more pips if you so desire. I don't trade this way. Most of the time, I'm just aiming for 40 to 50 or 60 pips, and everything above that, I'm very happy with that. In other words, I stay in the trade until I'm happy. I also teach how to trade at the right hand edge. This is not in any of the other videos, or systems I should say. And of course, how to trade higher time frames. Only takes a couple of seconds to check 2 or 3 higher time frames to make sure that you have the trend. You're going in the direction of the trend. Very important. Now I give many great trade setups. In other words, what the charts should look like prior to pulling the trigger. I admit even sometimes I get the timing a little bit off, but if it goes 20-25 pips against me, I don't worry about it, as long as I'm going in the direction of the trend. I also teach how to back test the master trigger. I still do this every weekend between 6 and 8 hours in my spare time. I enjoy doing it, and it helps me to focus on great trade setups. I teach you exactly how to do that, teach how to scalp the market, how to scan the market, teach how to trade all 3 sessions, including this London close. Now I teach how to trade pullbacks. That's where price comes back to the goal line, bounces, and keeps going with the trend. And also teach how to trade reversals. And that's if it breaks the goal line and keeps going in the opposite direction. And you will see many examples every day of that happening. And that's why you have to know how to trade right around the goal line, right here. And I teach that. There's always a lot of trades right around the goal line on every pair, every day. Also teach how to trade the news. Somewhat more difficult, but it is doable. I recommend learning a great way to trade first, and also teach what I did today, how to trade with a day job. Now, if you have any questions at all you got to do is pick up the phone and call me. Here's my number. If you live too far, just send me an email. Remember, there's an underscore right here. I do prefer Skype. I made it easy for you. All you got to do is click on this link, and we'll have Skype contact, and through Skype screen sharing, I'll give you a free session. Probably lasts about 45 minutes, depending on how many questions you may have for me. Now, over the course of many years, I've produced 27 trigger systems, and if you want To see screenshots of them, all you got to do is click on this link. So that just about wraps up this video, and if you like the video, please give it a thumbs up and please subscribe to my YouTube channel. So until the next trade, happy trading, and remember to keep yourself and your family safe. Okay, bye for now.